In 1980, China was one of the poorest countries on Earth. The average Chinese person made $200 a year, less than $1 a day. People were hungry, factories were empty, and the rest of the world had already written China off. But then, something happened, something that changed the entire world forever. Today, China is the second largest economy on Earth. $18 trillion, and it did all of this in just 40 years. No country in history has ever grown this fast. So how did they do it, and why is America so scared? In 1978, one man changed everything. His name was Deng Xiaoping. He had one simple idea. It doesn't matter if the cat is black or white, as long as it catches the mouse. What he meant was, it doesn't matter if it's capitalism or communism. What matters is, does it work? Before Deng, China had no private businesses, no foreign investment, no free market. The government controlled everything. What you ate, where you worked, how much you earned, and the country was going nowhere. So Deng made a decision that shocked the world. He opened China to the outside. Foreign companies could come in, Chinese people could start their own businesses, and for the first time in decades, China was free to grow, and grow it did. China had one advantage nobody could beat: 1.4 billion people willing to work for almost nothing. A worker in China made $1 a day. A worker in America made $100 a day. The math was simple, so every company in the world packed up and moved to China. Nike, Apple, Samsung, IKEA, H&M, all manufacturing in China. By 2000, China was making 50% of everything on Earth. Your phone, your shoes, your furniture, your children's toys, all made in China, and the money started flowing in. Billions, then hundreds of billions, then trillions. In just 20 years, China went from a poor farming country to the factory of the entire world. But China didn't want to stay the world's factory forever. It had a much bigger plan. It started investing in itself. The longest bridges in the world, China. The fastest trains on Earth, China. More skyscrapers than any country in history, China. China builds a new skyscraper every 5 days. Every single day. But the biggest move came next. China launched something called the Belt and Road Initiative, a plan to lend money to 150 countries around the world. Build their roads, build their ports, build their airports, and in return, get influence. Quietly, without firing a single bullet, China started surrounding the world, and most people never even noticed. And this is where America got nervous, because China wasn't just growing, it was challenging. In 2000, America's economy was 8 times bigger than China's. Today, China is almost the same size, but it's not just the money. China now has its own technology: Huawei, TikTok, WeChat, BYD electric cars. It's building its own computer chips, its own satellites, its own payment systems that don't need America at all. America sees exactly what's happening, and it's doing everything it can to slow China down. Trade wars, sanctions, technology bans, blocking Chinese companies from American markets. But here's the problem: China keeps growing anyway. But China isn't perfect. Its population is getting old fast. The one-child policy lasted 40 years, and now China has too many old people and not enough young ones to support them. The property market is collapsing. Evergrande, once the biggest property company in the world, went bankrupt with $300 billion in debt. Youth unemployment crossed 20%, and the government controls everything: the internet, the media, what people can say. China is powerful, but the cracks are starting to show. In just 40 years, China went from $200 per person to the second largest economy in human history. No empire, no invasion, no war, just work, strategy, and patience. But the question the whole world is asking right now is, can China overtake America? And what happens to the rest of us if it does? Leave your answer in the comments. I read every single one. If this changed how you see China, hit the like button. It takes 1 second, but it helps this channel more than you know. And subscribe, because next time, we're covering the country that might decide who wins this battle. See you there.